anything. I don't think I have room for that. So I can put this. Oh yeah, I guess I do. That's good. Yo, Low Circle, what's going on? Yeah, it has been a while. Ugh, let me turn off Steam. Steam is absolutely on. Exit Steam. Yeah, I see. Just chilling. I get that. This was a last minute decision. I was just playing Kirby for the past hour or so, and I was like, you know what? I gotta give this game dev thing a break a little bit and just start working on the comic again, even though it's not gonna be for a long time. Got some really important exams coming up. I hope you do well. I hope you do well. Thanks, mate. Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can go somewhere real. Just testing game development out for a short amount of time. Sometimes I wonder why we exist. To glorify God. Like, what's the meaning of life? To glorify God. Recognize His presence. And understand what He wants for us to do is the greatest good. He wants us to love Him with all our heart, mind, soul, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. God is our one true judge and our Lord. Yes. I suppose so. Yeah. Like, the meaning of life is easy. People just make it complicated. Oh yeah, it does that. It's gonna go back down real soon. I guess that's with the new algorithm, where it just shows it to people. When people don't really want to stick around, they just dip. But hey, if anybody likes what they see so far, consider subscribing, because I'm working on my comic, Let's Go Metal Hero. It's about two siblings who want to turn a robot into a superhero. I'm also really trying my hardest, still trying hardest, to get people into reading the books, to the point I'm making games. Wait, she's not even looking at the kid. Let me erase the eyes. Let me get the shapes down first. I designed a railgun today because I was bored. Oh, that's nice. Was it one of those railguns made out of rubber bands and what they call it? Rubber bands and toothpicks? I think I saw one of those forever ago on the internet. Wait, hold up. Let me do a whatchamacallit, a poll. Subscribe, calling it subscribe. Yes. Yeah. Yes and yes, whatever. Nah, it was a sketch for a mechanically amplified railgun designed for destroy tanks. Awesome. She's looking at the kid. Yeah, Lord. Okay. I think, well, I guess that's, sounds more interesting than what I did today. Just trying to test out code. And when I realized I was way in over my head when what I was trying to design or make. It wasn't even that difficult. It was just, there was a lot of technical jargon that I don't even understand myself. Because I'm still pretty new to coding. I was thinking about streaming myself working on the game, like coding and such, but I was like, that's not interesting. Besides, coding takes a lot, because I'm not familiar with it, it's going to take a lot more attention than drawing. Because when I draw, I can just like look at the chat for a second and do what I'm doing right now. But with coding, that's new to me. And not only that, when you're like any misspelling counts. I try to keep it entertaining for myself when I code and like have some podcasts in the background, but I'm still prone to look over any misspellings or errors that goes on, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why? But I guess I'll start streaming when I get to a point of the game where I'm just focused on the visual aspects or just putting everything together. I'm so sorry, but the gap between the character's eyes is bigger than Jupiter, no hate. Not really. I'm gonna have to kindly disagree with that. Because the eyes are pretty. Because if they were a little bit closer, it would just look like they're too close together. Hey, LeMay, what's going on? Besides, it's anatomically correct. Because the eyes are a single eye apart, more or less. But it is what it is. What's going on, Lamai? Fine, I hit 36,000 words. How's your game going? It's going. I'm deciding to stop the Purgatory Academy game until I get more experience with coding. In the meantime, I'm just gonna be. I plan on going back to the Let's Go Metal Hero game. It's gonna be a lot shorter because I only have like 3 chapters to work with. And I also would like to put it up on Steam to see how that goes. Just have it up for like a wish list. I'm not gonna have like the entire game like released or anything. I'm just putting it up there, putting the demo out there so it can be seen by more people. Because I've also been looking at videos. Man, maybe the eyes are pretty weird. Something about this isn't right. Yeah, because I've been looking at videos about the whatchamacallit, the Steam algorithms. And the weird thing about it is that it could be a very lucrative way for me to get my comics, my IP out to the public a little bit more. But the problem is I I pretty much run into the same problem that I run into like everything else, and that is getting the word out, getting people talking about it, and just getting people interested. But I guess that just comes with the territory. Wait, here we go. File. Transform. Free transform. But that's what I... Wait, hold up. Let me just try to turn something on real quick. I wanted to turn on my fan. Alright. My plan is just to make demos for right now. Little vertical slices of and improvements of how I'm gonna make games. Because I wanted to make games for a while. I think after my vacation, I was inspired by playing a bunch of handheld games to try to give it another shot. Have you heard of 140K? I have. Hey, what's going on, Drag? Yeah, how's everything coming along? I'm pushing on. Still making content. The drawbacks are still the same. Still trying to get people to... Trying to push my discovery out to more and more people. Well, to push my discovery. Get more and more people to discover the work. Same old, same old. What about you? Welcome to the chat. You know what? I'll just leave that over there. I'll just leave that like that. Will you make games for your manga and comics in the future? I would love to do that because the gaming industry or the gaming market is a lot more lucrative than comics and anything else right now. So, and plus I've been wanting to make games for a while, but I just don't really have the know-how. So I'm just gonna try out making a game inspired by my comics and see how that goes. Right now, I wanted to juggle between demos of all four of the comics, mangas, and whatnot, but I kind of got stuck working on the Purgatory Academy game for like 3 days, and I was just feeling down because I haven't made progress in 4 days. So I decided that I was just gonna set it down for a second and just try to work on the comics again until I get the mental fortitude, the mental stamina to work on the games, or to work on like the second chapter of the Metal Hero game, because I know what I want to do to improve it. The main issue with the first chapter was that it was too short. The gameplay was too short. And so what I'm going to do is try to increase the gameplay by adding more mini games and more of a fail states. Right now, my biggest inspiration for it will be WarioWare. where, well, it'll be like a mix of WarioWare and like a visual novel type deal, where the visual novel elements will be, it'll be more what's the word, filler, dialogue filler, and the WarioWare elements will be if you perform like an action that's in the comic correctly, it gets rewarded by going to the next segment. But if you do it wrong, you'll have like 4 or 3 retries till it starts again. Yeah, Lamai says, well, Deep Sea Prisoners did get a following from making RPG Maker games. Let's players playing them. Then she moved on to making manga of her own story in the games. Now she does whatever. Yeah, that's like the kind of the power of whatchamacallit. Pretty much getting a splash in a very lucrative industry like that is gaming. So I want to do something very similar to that. Because I've been making comics for a while, and everybody in comics can tell you that it's hard. It's difficult. It's so ridiculously difficult. So, the funny thing is, I have the ambition, I have the vision of seeing like how am I gonna make this into a game, right? I have the narratives. All I gotta do now is just make the game, make the demos, get it out to people who will play them. But I feel like the problem with my games would be like, what would be the gameplay value or the replay value? That's the word. If it's going to be strictly with, if it's going to strictly uphold the narrative with nothing in between, it's like, what's with the gameplay? Like, where's the other replay value? I don't even know if what I said was English back then. But if it has no replay value or it doesn't have anything that'll make people want to play the game for themselves and get a completely different experience from watching other people play it, I gotta see what I can do. That's why roguelikes are very big right now. Or like simulate like management sims, roguelikes. Like trying to make and sandbox games. Like games where people will just make their own fun. Or if you see a Let's Player play it, that'll entice you to play it yourself. Because you're gonna have a different experience from them. I know how I can do that with Purgatory Academy, the card game that I have planned for it. But the main issue for me is just understanding how to set up the cards. Like, I'm like, I want to make a card game, but just the mere setup of it kind of just pissed me off because of how much I just didn't understand. And the funny thing about developing games, like, when you get something right, it feels like crack. It's like... It's so addicting and fun when you mess around with a prototype and it just works. Like, I like that. It's fun. Do you also like the idea of a crossover game of your comics and manga and other manga like Arctic Press, Rock Comics, okay, and others? Just name a few. Yeah, I'm not against that. If there was a like a cross promotional like game, I feel like arena fighters are probably out the door. And plus, arena fighters wouldn't be a good arena fighters would not be a good idea to make, especially when you're trying to do an indie thing. But if somebody came up to me and said like, "Hey, you want to make a game?" we would have to have like a good conversation about what genre is going to be, what genre is going to guarantee the project that's going to make a good amount of money once it's made. It has to be on a pretty low scale. The bigger it gets, we're probably like the bigger it get. Well, how I put this? I would put it like this, right? It would need to be at a very small scale so we can deliver it fast. We can get feedback, and once we have the feedback, we can patch the game out a little bit. And if we want to make the next big installment, we'll just have a sequel for it. Once we have, because the first game is usually like a prototype, a finished prototype of an idea, and then the second game is fleshing out, or improving upon the ideas of said game. Like a fighter is not bad, but it's not what a lot of people are into. Like if I guess if I was like, if somebody wanted to like come up to me and be like, "Yo, what kind of game should we make?" I'd be like, "Yo, let's just make an indie game, an indie comic sim type deal, manager game, where everybody wants to make their own independent like comic book company." So, and they would all have to manage like different aspects of making a good comic and selling it and promoting it. It'd be like it's basically what would you call it? YouTube simulator or indie game dev simulator. It'll just be another instance of that, but it's just webcomics. Just call it like webcomic simulator. And then everybody's thing would be a cameo. And like all these other whatchamacallits would make cameos. Like the one thing about me is that I love tie-in games. I love the idea, like when people make ideas from one medium and tries to convert it into another. That's in a way that's interactive. It's so interesting to me. That's so creative and fun to me. And it sucks because a lot of movie tie-in games are just cash cows and they are terrible and it blows. But I genuinely play the good ones. And that's what makes me fall in love with it. That's why I wanted to make game adaptations of my comics. But it also sucks because the only reason why people buy tie-in games is because it's attached to an IP, and it's a certified banger it's a certified seller usually. But I guess with the approach that I'm going with, it really doesn't matter if I'm still gonna be starting from zero, but starting from this indie game type, not starting, but going with this indie game approach, it won't be that bad, to be honest, because it's not like I'm starting with a big advantage. The only advantage I have is just on the creative front, that I know what I want my games to be like. Anything else is just whatever. It's like I have to figure it out myself. And that's usually how it goes. And the funny thing is, like, I'm open to collaborate and work with anybody. My biggest issue is that it's very fairly rare for people to reach out to me. People don't reach out to me, like, at all. Like, I'm open to collaborate with anybody, but do people want to collaborate with me? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. So, right now, I'm gonna see if I can try to. Well, I'm going back on YouTube, trying to stream regularly again. Post. I'm not gonna post every other day anymore. I think I'm just gonna go once a week because I've completely lost momentum when it comes to posting YouTube videos. I'll post like once a week. I'll probably get back on working on the shorts again. But for the majority of stuff, yeah, it really feels like YouTube just doesn't want me to post. Or YouTube just isn't the audience just isn't really vibing with when I'm posting. Because I know all the gurus are saying it's not the YouTube, it's the audience, yada yada yada. But whatever it is, I'm not getting the results that I want. So whichever it is, I just gotta move accordingly. I'm not really that interested. Like, now that I have like 1,000 subs, which thank you, by the way, thanks for everybody for the 1,000 subs. I've kind of take the foot off the gas. Cause like my issue is like, why will people actually watch? What will people watch? You know? Because my issue now is just watch time. But it is what it is. Man, she is bugging. How do I make this? Maybe I should make this a little bit thinner or shorter. I guess I can't do the transform thing. Well, let me get the form down, or the shape down. Yeah, the form. The form. That's right. That's why I read. Because I'm too busy. Too focused on the detail. I need to focus on the structure. And I noticed that was my problem working with the last demo that I was working on. I was too busy thinking about how am I gonna focus on the mechanics that was gonna make it different from every other game. That just focusing on how am I gonna make it different, it got in the way of actually how am I gonna have it made, you know? It's funny how life works like that, you know? Okay, I'm gonna draw the hammer over here. I was thinking about doing a video about my experience making the first demo, but just the idea of making a video, I think I was thinking about making it polished, making it look and have the presentation like a regular YouTube video with good production and all that. But then I was like, that's effort. And that's setting up a standard of making a type of video that I'm just not really that interested in. I guess I'll just keep on keeping on. Let's see. Actually, no. I'm just gonna do symbolic. Over here. The thumb. This is the thing. Let's see how long I've been streaming. I wanted to just try to do this just to get back on the horse. have a chat with the subscribers. Because it's been like a week or so. It feels like it's been longer than a week since the last stream. Now that I have, this is nice and done. I'll probably go for another while. What'll be this? Okay. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, let's see if I can make her a little bit more expressive. Her face is killing me. You know what? Stuff like this. These little goofy faces right over here. Let's bring it down. Okay, now this is looking a lot better. My face when I sleep in. Hey, what's going on, Bree? Welcome to the chat. How you been? It's been 10 years since I've been here. And it's been a while since I've streamed. Well, it feels nice to be back. Glad that you're low-key feeling nice. I appreciate that. Appreciate you having a good time when I stream. I just wanted to try out something different. Do a little bit of a game dev. Maybe, just maybe, I'll work up the courage to do another game dev stream. People should always have a good time. Yeah. Good times always. Oh yeah, I didn't even draw. What's even going on here? Let me do a quick sketch of this to see what the heck, how the heck can this be salvaged? Rio, the line art is literally scrumptious. I need the line art. Man, you and your lingo. That's gonna stick with me for a while. Like scrumptious. Calling things scrumptious for no reason. So this is the pelvis. Groin. So it could literally be like that. It's bizarre, it's broken, but it'll work for right now. It'll work for what I want to do with it. Let's see. So, how's it going? Yeah, I decided to stream because making the games were taking too making the new demo, the Purgatory Academy demo was taking too long, and it was bumming me out. So I decided to just take a break from game development for a while. And decide to work on the game, work on the not the game, but the comic again. Right now, my plan is to make games, try to get it seen on the on Steam, and have the games direct back to the comics so I can get more eyes on the comics. Or whichever will make the most money. You know? Ugh, hey, we all deserve a break. At least that's what I think, yeah. Like when I get too burnt out, usually I don't want to do what I was doing anymore. No, like I still... At first, I thought... I was... there was a point when I thought I was burnt out when it came to like making comics, but I think it's just usual. But for me, I think I just have a one-track mind. Like when I'm like locked in on something, I'm like I don't want to do anything else. I just want to get to a. I just want to work on this until I'm tired of it. And I get tired of things like really easily, like really quickly. Because like the demo wasn't even like super polished at all. I got tired of it as soon as everything that I wanted to functioned. And then once I realized that, I was like, all right, time to ship it. All right. You know? I guess that's a cool thing about me not being a perfectionist. Like when it's done, it's good enough to me. When something is good enough, that's when it's done to me. I literally cannot with this pose. You know what? So I'm just gonna cheat. I spent too much time on this pose. There we go. And that's how you cheat. Out of more work. I don't even know how to do that, so this just looked like a cool pose. Dang, I would have either keep working till I was like, hey, this looks good, or I just like completely give up. I'm pretty egotistical. I guess. Where I'm like, oh, I'm working on it, therefore I touched it, therefore it looks good. Right? As I show this monstrosity of a face. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. I think we live in an age of post standards anyway. Now, I'm not saying what I make, like, is terrible. I just know that there are less competent things out there. That's my thing. So I'm just not gonna. So I'm not gonna let the fear of, oh man, what if people don't like it, hold me back. I'm like, I hope people don't like it so they can tell me what's wrong with it, and then I can learn from it. Because for the majority of me being on the internet, my problem isn't haters. My problem is people just not commenting. They are just not giving my work the time of day. The majority of people. Like, I wish people would just say, yo, this is bad. This sucks. This is like X, Y, and Z. So I can at least be like, okay, at least I know it's people are seeing it, right? Or at least it's evoking a reaction. Evoking? Invoking? I don't know which one it is. But at least it's giving people a reaction that I can work off of. But the worst thing for me is just silence. I see that. Like, I wish my viewers would actually comment my videos. Like, they would just, like, just watch the video, maybe the video, and keep scrolling. Yeah. Like, as of late, I've been posting less and less videos. Not only because it's not that I'm running out of videos, it's just that I've been lazy to create my backlog. And YouTube, it really just feels like YouTube is telling me to post less. Or at least less of what the type of videos that I'm making. And I'm just kind of tired. I've experimented with so many different styles of videos to a point where I'm kind of exhausted now. I just want to get my works to the most amount of people possible. And it feels like YouTube just isn't working for me. I see it's working for some people that probably saw what I'm doing and trying to emulate that. And I'm so happy for them. Like, Angels. I cannot pronounce his name. But I can't say I inspired him at all. Because that'd be I feel like, yeah, that's egotistical. But, it sucks that it's just not working for me. And I was like, oh man, this is it. But I guess right now my what was it? The purple dragon I'm chasing is like game development and getting seen on the Steam algorithms. I'm gonna see if I can put the Metal Hero game on Steam. Like, put a demo up there and see how people how people react. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Yeah. Apparently it's not that hard to put something on Steam. File, save. Oh, I'm done working on this page. What page do I want to work on? Work on this. Yeah, so all I really gotta do... Actually, no. I think I have everything set up in order to, like, create a Steam page. All I have to really do is just, set up my, workshop account on Steam. Export my demo as an exe file. And the demo's up. And now everything after that, I just have to promote it. I have to make promotional material and show it around to as many people as possible. Streamers and whatnot. Get them to be like, hey, check out this game. Hey, wishlist it. Hey, da 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 da. Be like, hey, if you wanna play a game, a cool game, check this out. Oh, if you like visual novels, I made a visual novel based off my comic. Check it out. It's a short game. You don't have to give it too much of your time. Actually, yeah, I should focus on doing that, actually. Maybe if your games bring some, like, traction or some random word, that means attention. Yeah, you're right. That's a good word, traction. Maybe a larger YouTuber will play it and it will be a chain reaction. That will just my crazy imagination. That's how a lot of games go. That's how a lot of games blow up and whatnot. Because Let's Players are a really good sense of word of mouth. And the way that my motion comic is set up, the way that my visual novel is set up, it's as if everybody's playing the whatchamacallit. It's like as if everybody's watching the motion comic. But it has a little bit of minigame elements to it to keep it interactive and whatnot. Interactive. Interesting. But there has to be... I gotta look at the game again and just brainstorm. You know what? Yeah, I'm thinking. That'd be interesting. That would be an interesting thing. A fun and interesting thing. Because right now, it's so difficult. Like not breaking into the comics industry is just getting people to care about comics. If I gotta make it into a game, then so be it. So be it. It's like one of those Netflix things that you get to choose what happens next or something. Um, no. It's more like the way I have it is it. You're basically playing the motion comic, but there's gonna be mini game. Have you ever played WarioWare, where it's like a barrage of different mini games, and you have to like clear each mini game. You have to clear each micro game in like 5 seconds, 5 or 10 seconds, and if you don't, you lose a life. And if you lose all your lives, you gotta start over again. I think that'll be a little. I think that'll be interesting for me. Yeah. So like, if every chapter had like 10 or 12 different mini games, that'll be like that'll like I've been binge playing a lot of WarioWare games on the Game Boy Advance and the DS, and it's around 10 to 20 micro games per level. Well, like yeah, 15. I'd say like around 15 micro games per level, and each level goes by really fast. You can beat WarioWare in like one sitting if you really wanted to. There's a lot of levels in WarioWare. Well, if I like stretch that out within a chapter, like each chapter, I can probably make every chapter from 15, like from like 2 minutes long to probably like 5 minutes long if I space it out properly, and add visual novel elements where characters would respond with X, Y, or with characters can like respond, like role play as the main character or as the main character's point of view, and say alternative dialogue, kind of like a visual, like the visual, like a basic visual novel. But it's not gonna be an alternative ending or anything. It's more just you get alternative dialogue between the characters, or alternative internal monologuing. That's the idea. So I'm gonna finish. Well, quote unquote finish. When I say finish, I mean like get to chapter 3 of that. Well, that's what I want to do for Metal Hero. For Purgatory Academy, I want to make it. I want to have the same visual novel, visual novel elements, but the main gameplay loop would be whatchamacallit. The main gameplay loop would be a card game. Renpy engine? Yeah, mostly Godot. Because the visual novel aspects is mostly there. It's a visual novel only in the sense of whatchamacallit. What's going on, LeMay? Yeah, LeMay's always been here. Never mind. I want to use Godot because of its capabilities, its flexibility of just basically making any kind of game that I want. And the Remy engine is strictly for visual novels. If people just don't get me wrong, if people play the demo and they just rather have everything be a visual novel style of storytelling, it's gonna be a lot shorter, but if it's more enjoyable, then it's more enjoyable, I suppose. But right now, I'm gonna do the game jammy micro game section for Metal Hero. I don't know what I'm gonna do for Chimera Island. At first, I was thinking maybe pinball, but nobody plays pinball. That's not a popular genre of Steam game. I mean, I was gonna make a maybe a Chimera Island like city builder, city manager, where you manage Harmony. Oh, I gotta grab a popsicle or something. Okay, yeah, like probably like a what was it? A city manager, where you manage Harmony and like the 5 type of creatures. I won't call them races because they're all different types of vertebrates. Like the 5 different types of vertebrates, like the fish people, the mammals, the reptiles, and the avians. They just make them all live together and prevent wars and whatnot, and prevent like hostility between all the races, I suppose. I call them races, but I don't think that's a type of a race. But it is what it is. But it gets the point across. Actually, that's probably the how I should do it, to be honest. Just make it a city management game. And all like the whole purpose of the game is to give a backdrop of the lore of Chimera Island, the comic. That'd be very fun. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I should do. His body's too small. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I probably should work on the Chimera Island game. And plus, I know I can't use the term. I can't use the name Chimera Island because there's somebody who made a Steam game called Chimera Island already. I'll probably call it like make your own rebuild Harmony or something like that. Yo, what's going on, Angels? Welcome to the chat. I was just talking about you earlier. like, congratulations to your success in making your first book, making your first volume. Also, peeping the tons of support you're getting from your fan base. I love to see it. Yeah. Yeah, I was just mostly talking about like how I was mostly peeping on how well your audience is when it comes to like talking with you. You get a lot of uh, love on your posts, your videos, and your videos. Like compared to like the size of your channel, it's a very active or responsive community. Felt my brother for the last pineapple popsicle. Hey, it's what you gotta do. You gotta take what's yours. Wait. I'm trying to think about like where's his thing is. Enjoy this popsicle. Enjoy the spoils of war. Something's not right with his hand. Oh, it's saving. But yeah. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, so I was just saying. You're doing pretty good with this YouTube game, Angels. I love to see it. Matt Props, congratulations. Hope your book sells well. Sells super good. I appreciate that. Yeah. For me, I know how difficult. Like, I feel like I'm playing this game on, like, the hardest difficulty. Because I've been trying out so many different things. And it feels like a lot of things just don't work out for me. But when I see somebody doing the same thing and it works out for them, I'm glad. I want like as much people to succeed, like doing stuff like this as possible. Yeah, his thumb is freaking tweaking me out. Man, I hate this. Okay, it goes across. I'm at 1%. Yeah, charge your phone. We're done. What time is it? Go to bed. Isn't it past your bedtime, Bree? Don't you got school in the morning? Is it time for your milk? Your midnight cookies and milk? Your scrumptious cookies and milk? Yeah, school, but I like being driven to school, so... Wait. Wait, I want yeah. It's so weird. Like, oh yeah, when it comes to like wanting to see everybody succeed, it's it's a very weird thing to know what to do to help people. Like, oh yeah, because I even tried. Wait, hold up. Error. Not receiving enough video imitating streaming. I hope this stream is being well to everybody in these turbulent internet times. But yeah, it's pretty difficult because I want to help other people, but the more that I am, I try. The more that I realize it's a very weird thing that I just can't wrap my head around. I guess making videos is not my forte, even though how much I try. Or I'm just not that interesting in my videos. They'll get more like a lot of people to talk about it. Or I'm just not talking about gaming. Or is my if I had a gaming channel, maybe it'd be different. Hey man, I feel you. My internet low-key sucks. When I usually have good internet, yeah. You're hella interesting. Man! Thank you. Thank you. I don't know, maybe it's just YouTube is constantly not understanding who likes my my videos or my streams. Or I'm just terrible at packaging my live stream highlights. Who actually looks at my highlights? Actually. And it's so funny. I actually tried to like edit the highlights for the first minute to be easy listening. Like I cut out all the silent parts for the first minute and whatnot. And I noticed that there's really no difference in audio, in like viewer retention, if I edit the audio or I don't. It's very funny. Talking about the world you're building, the characters and the places. Oh, I listened to some of them. I'll watch your highlights when I have the time. I appreciate it, everybody. I appreciate it. Wait, which... I talk about my... Wait. Hold up. Talking about your world you're building... Wait, talking about the world you're building, the characters and the places. Which ones did I talk about that? I don't remember. I'm at that point where I'm just like... I don't even remember what I post anymore or what I say. I live by this policy of always tell the truth, because you'll never... Because, it's gonna be more difficult just keeping up with lies. Not that I want to lie or anything, but I just usually forget about what I say. Maybe I need to start repeating myself. Yeah, maybe I should start talking about more of my comics instead of like media in general. I don't know. And see, I wonder how a video like that. So I turn on OBS and just do a pitch of like what should we call it? Metal Hero and be like, Metal Hero's about a story about two siblings who want to turn a robot into a superhero. I got this idea of da 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 da. Blah da da blah. My bad. You talk about your your world that you create and the characters. Okay. I like turtles, man. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, yeah, turtles are great. Like, have you seen a turtle eat pond scum? It's the most therapeutic thing I've ever seen. They make pond scum look good. Like, I'm like, dang, put that on my plate. And you have seen them eat jellyfish as well? I actually had a turtle. Had a turtle? What the heck? I hope that turtle's okay. I remember watching a documentary of like sea turtles and how when they hatch they all go to the shore, and it just looks like a scene from Saving Private Ryan, because they are constantly getting bombarded by sharks eating them and seagulls. He's trying to get a quick snack. So like the sea turtles, the baby sea turtles who get to the water, they get eaten by the sharks, but if they're still on land, they get eaten by seagulls. So a very small amount of them actually make it to life, and it's kind of crazy. What actually happened to it? It's actually kind of funny. All right, I'm down for a good funny joke. I watched a hoarder cook flaming on the edge of the toilet seat, the candle. Man, the things that you see on the internet nowadays. Well, period. Just hear me out. No one else died but the turtle. Don't worry, nobody important died. Oh yeah, I was gonna say something about like trying to have other people succeed. Yeah, it's hard. I think I've already said that though. It's so difficult wanting to like trying to help other people succeed. It's kind of gotten to a point where I realize that if somebody succeeds, it's very rarely the part of the following pushing it to people, but it's more of the algorithm. Is mostly of the algorithm pushing a creator more than individual people ever can. Yeah, I guess when it's like me, people like my size or whatever, having that initial boost would be great, but it's also weird in a sense where if you are pushed to that limelight or something, the question of would you psychologically handle it comes to mind. So like we had recently had exterminations at our house because we had an ant problem, and like one of them accidentally exterminated the turtle. Oops. Accidentally exterminated the turtle. Wild. Do you use tags when you upload videos? I used to use a lot of tags. I used to use 3 tags. Then I use a lot of tags, and it's so freaking it's very unpredictable. Because like the first video that I think I tag scummed was my most popular video on my channel, which is the Ruth video of the Ruth Khmer Island part. But that was like when I was doing voice acting with AI. That got like 2,000. Another one that But when I started posting the segments on my yeah, when I started posting segments on my channel, I didn't use tags, but usually the ones I like kind of gotten a lot of views relatively to my channel were all Khmer Island ones, and they all had the thumbnail of Sarah's mother, which is kind of funny to me. But and then I would constantly go back and forth. Every video that I would upload, I would use like as much tags as I could, as YouTube would allow me, or as much tags that I could find that was relevant to the video. But it didn't really do much. Then I would upload without tags, and the videos I would upload without tags, that would do well. I would do better than videos with better than videos with tabs. So it's very unpredictable. The turtle tried to bite me the same day. Anyway, the turtle had it coming. Crazy. Rest in peace, Turt. I'll draw a little turtle over here from memory. I know turtles have heads. They have the shell that goes like this. And their heads goes in their shells. And they go like, they have legs. Oh, no wait, they don't have feet. They have stumps. They have like this. Rest in peace, Turt. My turtle had webbed toes. Right, yeah, if it doesn't have webbed toes, then it's a tortoise. That's right. Because turtles are aquatic. There you go. Let me make it a little bit more stubby. The appendages are too big or too long. There we go. That's a proper turt. Proper turt. You'll have most of my short size tags. Yep, that's the turt. Anyway, time to exterminate this. And back to working. But yeah, I mean, tags. That's what with tags. That's when I realized with shorts. With shorts, I realized that's when tags really didn't matter. Tags just feel more like a superstition than anything in practice to me. Recreation, what happened to the turtle? Maybe I'll just start stealing some of your tags, Angels, and hopefully they'll probably give me some attention. But who knows? YouTube's algorithm changes a lot, so maybe one update, tags don't mean anything, but then the next update, it's great. The way you make eyes is so satisfying for some reason. I wish I could make hands so satisfying, but thank you. Hands and clothes, but I don't even do character studies as I should. Well, not studies, but reference studies as I should. I try to upload every 3 days. I'm probably gonna imitate what I see from you a lot more, honestly, Angels. I'll probably upload. Well, dang it, I can't really. Well, I'll probably do an upload of 30 minutes of me just working on a webcomic. No, on one of my comics. Kind of like what you do. And see how that does. So, but like not of this. Well, maybe the next time I stream, I'll stream on like the horizontal. I'll stream horizontally. So I can use the footage if need be. Fun fact, my alien thing was like just something I saw in my dream. Also, kind of referenced a sheep and goats. Okay. Draw a ton of stuff, and when you make content, you'll have a lot to talk about. Like making content isn't difficult for me. Making content that people will watch is what's difficult for me, you know. I don't know. That is, I'm not on social media. Yeah. Yeah, that's very solid advice. I usually think when I create characters, I reference them to something. I just, yeah, that's my problem. I don't reference as much as I should. And it's not because of like like any particular. Well, I usually don't reference because I want my comics done in a speedy fashion. The more comics I have done, the more material I have to work with to make content. Yeah, like if I really wanted to, I could have. I really could just spend the next few days making updates, segment updates for the comics, Because I don't think I've updated since Chimera Island, the last Chimera Island update, which was like a couple months ago. But the reason I don't do it is because I know it's not going to get a lot. I'm pretty certain it's not going to get a lot of views. But the funny thing is, I could be wrong about that, because Chimera Island is usually the series that a lot of people, that like more than usual, look at more. A lot. I wouldn't say a lot of people, but like more than usual people look at. But it's not really viral or anything. And plus, when more people look at it, I look at the metrics of how long people watch it. People don't really watch the motion comics for that long. They watch the highlight streams longer than they watch the motion comics. The reason why I've been doing a highlight, well, I guess everything is very I'll say this, right? It's a good idea for me to keep posting the highlight reels, the highlight streams, highlight clips, I mean, because even though it doesn't get a lot of views, the viewer retention is a lot larger than the motion comics. The motion comics and stuff, they get more views, but the highlight streams get more viewer retention. Like for the whatchamacallit, for the motion comics, people would watch it for like less than a minute or like for like a minute max maybe. But I usually see people stick around for the highlight reels, but the highlight streams, or the stream highlights I should say, for about like 2.5 minutes. So it just makes sense for me to keep doing that. Yo, Angels, do you check your how your viewer retention at all? Like when I was making right. Like when I was making the alien thing that I shall now call Worm. I just really had this obsession with sheeps and goats. Sheeps and goats? Not really. Okay. Oh, that's a blessing, I suppose. I just post it and YouTube just shows it to people. Man, I'd love to be in that situation. Maybe on my manga drawing one first. Okay. My dog is scared the living crap out of me. Dogs do be scary. Sometimes. Thought the dog was the spirit of the turtle. You talked about the turtle and you summoned it. You summoned the spirit. Hey Blues, welcome to the chat. guys. It's like 8. Why is everybody showing up late? Some of my videos do better than others. I'm not sure why sometimes. Maybe I should try with the hashtags. Maybe that's what I'm missing. I feel different. Even bigger YouTubers like Brad Mondo say the algorithm is tweaking. Let's see. Let's try that tag. That tag and that tag. I'm gonna try 3 tags. No more tags coming. I'll just do 3. Oh, wait, hold up. Advice. A lot of the stuff I have is just advice, I suppose. Always set not to kids. Yeah. Alright, guys. I usually don't work this late. I might as well call the stream, call it a stream for tonight. Let me save. Guess I worked on this page after a while. I think I'll stream again in 2 days. That sounds right. But I'll check everybody later. I'll take care. Have a good night. Sleep well. And subscribe if you haven't.